Hey there, everybody. This is B. This is my second um, share on the Wheel of the Year, and this one will be regarding Ostara, or the spring equinox. The spring equinox is the day when light and darkness are equal, and it has been celebrated throughout the world in many, many cultures for millennia. This is not a new celebration. The name is potentially rather newer. Eostre was a Germanic goddess, and she may or may not have originally been associated with spring or fertility. There's very little archaeological, anthropological evidence of her. However, this is what she is now, right? Eostre, Ostara, a goddess of spring and greening things and fertility. Things sacred to her are sheep and eggs and rabbits, the dance of the wild hares at night as the weather warms and they come up out of their warrens and play and dance in the moonlight. I used to go out in my backyard when I lived on a farm in North Carolina, and my husband and the kids and I would go out with a spotlight and spotlight the rabbits as they danced, and it was really a cool thing to watch them. This is the balance point in equinox. Equinox equal, right? Equal lengths of lightness and darkness, day and night. This is a point where the scales are balanced evenly, and they haven't tipped yet in one direction or the other. This is what the equinoxes are tipping points, but everything is held in stasis on the days of and close to. I mean, we don't want to get too fiddly about this stuff, right? Or I don't anyway. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. So Ostara, or the spring equinox, is a time when everything is held in this sort of tension that comes with this perfect balance. Because, you know, if you've ever watched scales move or anything, tried to balance anything, you know how fragile balance is. It doesn't last. It's here and it's great and it's cool and it's amazing, and then it's gone. So work with this energy and sit down and feel into yourself, and see how it feels to you to work with this energy this time of year. Ostara, the spring equinox, another still point on the wheel. The plant part, as I view this, is the bud. Energetically, everything is at the crux of endless potential right now. Still tightly contained, like a rosebud or any sort of leaf bud. It's not knowable. I'm sorry, it's not unknowable. Like the seed is not always a knowable thing. You can look at different kinds of seeds and not be sure exactly what's going to grow from them. At this point, you have a plant and the plant has a bud. So you probably know what this is. And this is just one way of looking at the energy of this festival. We're beginning to see the form of the things that we put on our vision boards or wrote on our goals list at the beginning of the year or at Imbolc. There's root, there's stem, the sap is rising, and we can maybe tell what plant we're looking at, but maybe even know what color the leaf or bud is going to be, but it hasn't opened into being yet. Not just yet, right? And this is us. At this time of year, if you live in a temperate climate, not everybody does. It may be different for you if you live in Arizona or if you live in I don't know, Alaska or Tasmania, you know, it will be somewhat different. I'm speaking specifically of the energetics for those of us living in a temperate climate. Everything is pure potential right now, and it hasn't opened yet into the fullness of its future being. So think about yourself right now at this time of year with everything spread out before you like a feast, you know, or a yard sale. And all of your potential is spread out there like that. Everything you want to be, everything you wish to be, it just lies out there before you. And we approach this every single year. So it's a good time to open to this potential and the potential to manifest all of those things that you called in when you were visioning earlier in the year. So one of the reasons why an egg is sacred at this time of year is because the egg is also really a seed, right? It's a seed of life that can come into being, or a seed of nourishment for another animal. It's a seed that sometimes fails and rots in the shell. An egg needs warmth, it needs attention, it needs care in order to bring forth a new life. And then that new life also requires the same things in order to live and thrive. So if you think about your hopes and dreams as eggs, you know, it's a good time to put them in your bra. It's a perfect place to incubate an egg, trust me on this. And I've frequently carried baby chicks around inside my bra to keep them warm. It's humid, it's the right temperature. So theoretically or metaphorically, consider how you're going to hold this egg of potential to your heart, how you're going to incubate it, how you're going to warm it and tend it and turn it and nourish it into being. And then when that tiny life springs forth, how are you going to care for that? How are you going to tend that as well? I'm not going to talk too much more about still points and equal measures, day and night, light and dark, balance. And the scales are tipping toward the light, toward action and activity, toward blooming and growth and fecundity. We're now moving out of the dark time, the cave time, and into a brighter time when our energy will be more outwardly manifested rather than inward. The astrological wheel now moves into Aries and out of Pisces. In old times, this would have been when kings were expected to be born. They really wanted Aries kings. The qualities of an Aries masculine is what the sages wanted their rulers to carry. And there are legends telling that this is the true timing of the birth of the Christ. The Aries masculine is a warrior protecting you from the dark ones, from those who seek to harm the earth and the innocent. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading my notes on the computer screen. The Aries masculine is a rugged individualist who loves a challenge and has a noble cause. He defends what is right. He leads the way into new territory, and he holds courage, enthusiasm, and righteousness. And we all have this divine masculine within us. And if you need more of those qualities, then perhaps it's a good time to do a meditation to call in this masculine vibration for yourself. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. If you're an Aries rising, you have what's called an archetypal chart. It means that all of your signs are in their native houses. So the year begins here really. And with it, we are again in beginner's mind. We are not in any place of deep knowing right now. We're just in inquiry and in the joy of not knowing. We can leave behind the weight and open ourselves to the mystery, to magic. We can see everything with fresh eyes at this time of year. And it's the perfect time of year for working with your inner child who sees everything with eyes of wonder. The light truly becomes manifest at this time of year. That being said, that's the reason why I timed my priestess path to begin the weekend of the spring equinox this year in 2022, because I want to start with that inner maiden work at the time of the spring equinox, and that's where I'm going to lead off. So that's it. I wish you and bulk blessings. I hope you learned something. Please comment if you watch this video and let me know that you did. Feedback is so greatly appreciated. And okay, I'm gonna go now. This is B. Thank you so very much for watching. And maybe, okay. Bye.